Yo, how's it going, guys and girls? My name's Chris and welcome to my channel, CSM Investing. So unless you've been stranded in the desert for God knows how many years, you've obviously heard about Ethereum and you've definitely heard about Bitcoin. Well, last week I spoke about Bitcoin being the future currency of the world, taking over the dollar. And while I believe that still may be true, there is a competitor in the ring, and by the looks of this title, you already know what it is. So, without further ado, the contender that's competing is Ethereum.
Ooh, you're hard.
Now I get it. Last week, I was going on about how I think Bitcoin is going to be the future currency, and now I'm turning around and I'm saying Ethereum's going to be the new currency. But you're literally thinking, just make up your mind, man. What are you on about? But chill, relax. We're going to go through everything. So in this video, we're going to talk about what Ethereum is, its strengths and flaws, whether it will take over Bitcoin, and whether I'm invested in it. And if you watch this video all the way through to the end, I guarantee that you'll have a deeper knowledge into what Ethereum actually is, and you'll thank yourself for doing it. But before we get into any of that, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Right, let's get straight into it. Since you're all here, I'm guessing you want a little background into what Ethereum actually is. So Ethereum is a decentralized, open source blockchain with smart contract functionality. Now, if you're new to cryptocurrencies and you're new to this whole Ethereum, all that probably sounded like a load of mumbo jumbo. But don't worry, I'm going to go through it and break it down in the most simplest way that I can. Decentralized cryptocurrencies allow peer-to-peer transactions. This means that the structure of the coins are able to exist outside the control of the governments and central authorities. So this basically means something like the banks. It cuts out the middleman. Now, I hope that sort of explains what decentralized currencies are. Now, open source blockchains are a little bit more difficult to explain. So I'll put it into my own version so that it's easier to come across. So having an open source for a blockchain is a way of keeping transparency with records. This basically means that it is very public, and in doing this, tampering and revision should all near enough be eliminated. A simple example would be through Bitcoin providing transparency, requiring new entries to include proof of work. A smart contract is simply a program that runs on the Ethereum blockchain. It's a collection of codes, which are its functions, and data, which are its state, that resides at a specific address on the Ethereum blockchain. Smart contracts can define rules just like a regular contract, and they automatically enforce them via the code. Again, that was a lot to go through and it was very information driven, but you should always know how something works or what it is before ever investing in it. Anyway, Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency, just after Bitcoin. Although Ethereum is the most actively used blockchain, and unlike Bitcoin, we know who created Ethereum. And the creator's name is Vitalik Buterin. He grew up in Russia. Now, don't get scared about that, because I know some people out there are probably thinking, Russia's corrupt, yada, yada, yada. Like, let's just get this point straight. Not all Russians are corrupt. That's like saying all pasta tastes the same, and my missus will genuinely argue until she's blue in the face just to prove her point, to let you know that pasta does not all taste the same. But yeah, for any of you that are worried out there, he's very Americanized. Now, this guy is incredibly smart. At the age of 19, he actually created Ethereum, and he was able to get the processing time for transactions down to 12 seconds. Now, what was you doing at 19? Because I guarantee me at 19, I was chilling in bed just watching TV, like near enough 24/7, or, having a few drinks. So this is going to be a little bit hard to believe for anyone who doesn't actually understand what Ethereum is. Basically, the fact is that Ethereum is a lot more powerful than Bitcoin in what it can actually do. And the reasoning behind this is due to them smart contracts that we spoke on earlier. And that's because Bitcoin doesn't have these. From these smart contracts, it allows Ethereum to do DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations. If you're finding this a little bit too difficult to understand, don't stress. DAOs are just like a business or an organization whose decisions are made through a computer's written code or the decisions of the board members. An example of this would be like Lucid Motors. It has its CEO, board of directors, and a whole team behind them. Now, DAOs are just like this company, except it hasn't got anyone running it. It's just there doing what it's intended to do. Just remember that the crypto market is very volatile, but if you're not fazed by the volatility and the short-term fluctuations, then Ethereum might be a great investment for you because it could make you a lot of money. And one day, it's either going to be a fight between Bitcoin and Ethereum. One of these may become the main currency. I'm guessing you sat there thinking, this sounds amazing. I want to invest. Will it ever overtake Bitcoin? Well, technically, yes and no. I think in market cap, it will surpass Bitcoin. But when it comes to price per coin, I very much doubt it. This is because of the limited amount of coins being able to actually be mined. Now with Bitcoin, it's 21 million, but with Ethereum, there isn't a fixed supply. So technically, this makes it a great currency if it were to become that. Now, in my previous video, I have stated that there are many flaws that come along with Bitcoin. And the main one was that due to the slow processing time through transactions, it would make it difficult to become an actual currency. Yes, that could all change if the processing speed was to increase, but at the moment, it seems like Bitcoin will be more like an asset, such as gold, and Ethereum might be the overarching thing that takes over the US dollar, but only time will tell. Me personally, am I invested in Ethereum? Well, of course I am. Ethereum and Bitcoin, to be honest. As I've said from my last video, cryptocurrencies make up around 2% of my overall portfolio, but I am looking to increase this. At the moment, Bitcoin is my largest cryptocurrency, but Ethereum isn't far behind. The more I keep reading into it, the more I keep putting into it. It's mad. I should technically be saving up for a mortgage, but I can't help myself. Terrible, I know, right? I do have 2 more cryptos that I'm invested in, but more on them in another video. If you're looking to invest in Ethereum, you can use apps like Coinbase or BlockFi, and they're very simple apps to use. My final thoughts here are that whether you take my advice or not, that is completely up to you. I'm not a financial advisor, so take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. But Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, are the future. I don't recommend ever selling out of these because either Bitcoin or Ethereum, but the more I read into it, I'm guessing Ethereum is one day going to be the future currency. So selling out of it and making money is going to be irrelevant because this is going to be the future money. I'm Chris, and thanks for coming to my channel. Peace.